It's time to blow out the candle. This party is about to begin.
Next year is now. The moment is right now.
Positive energy, feel alive. Gonna keep pushing. I always strive for greatness.
What a catch! Oh, real!
Best good day, good vibes.
We back!
Week one, it's like back to school, man. We have classes with this man, Roman Harper, joining us as he always does on a Saturday morning on SportsCenter. Roman, Texas and Ohio State was down to the wire in that playoff meeting last season. What's going to be the biggest factor this time around?
Good morning. Welcome to the first week. For me, it's going to, can Texas rise up to the moment when it matters? They didn't do that last year. You look at that right before the halftime. You know, if you know anything about football defensively, the first two plays of a 2-minute offense is screen or draw. Last year, they allowed Travion Henderson to go 75 yards right before the half, take all the momentum back, and now all of a sudden it's a game again. That's not rising to the moment. And then in the second half, you get down to the 1-yard line, you battled your butt off, and all of a sudden you run a crack toss from the 1-yard line out of pistol formation, and you don't block their best player in Caleb Downs right there. And then all of a sudden you set up, and then the next play, it's a turnover. It was a sequence because you didn't execute early when you had the chance in the red zone. You got to do those things if you want to win, or this same Texas team will lose to a worse Ohio State team this year by more. So that is what they got to do. They have to rise to the occasion when it matters.
And do it on the road. We'll see if that happens today, noon kickoff. Hey, time for Roman's harping. What's got you harping already before most of these teams haven't even played a game?
Well, for me, it's my tide, all right? I'm from Missouri this year with Alabama, and everybody knows I'm from Alabama, but I want to see it first. And so Alabama has to mature as a team, and that means handling success. You can't beat Georgia and then go on the road and lose to Vanderbilt. You have to be better than that. And then you can't go on the road and everybody tells you how hard it is to win at LSU at night, beat them by 28, and then go on the road again and lose to an Oklahoma team that couldn't score versus anybody. So that's a maturity thing. And as a team, as a program, I think in year 2 of Kalen DeBoer, Alabama has to handle that. They have to learn how to handle success, and that's a maturity in them. And from what I'm hearing, I'm seeing great things out of that, but I got to see it this year. I got to see it.
All right, Roman's from the great state of Missouri, right? The show me state. It's Alabama at Florida State. That's today, 3:30 Eastern on ABC. More from Roman on SEC Nation on the SEC Network at 10 a.m. Eastern. It is great to be back among friends. Thank you, Rome.
Arch Manning, the highly heralded recruit with the famous surname Manning.
I like to take bits and pieces of everyone. Peyton, just his preparation, his accuracy. Eli, nothing really fazed him. My grandfather, he could run around a little bit, make plays.
Arch makes a tackle. Hit him with the two-step. Arch Manning, touchdown.
I'm not worried about my legacy. I'm just worried about playing ball and winning games.
The legacy here of a Saturday morning SportsCenter AM grows now with our newest Saturday guest, our friend, ACC Network's Mac Lain. If you ever shake hands with Eric, you're not getting your hand back.
Frying pan hands, dude.
Yeah, shaking hands with a garbage disposal. Gary and I are working for a 3-pack this morning. I'm told Eric has one for us. What are the storylines, Eric, that we need to know in your EMAC 3-pack, starting with Texas and Ohio State?
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. Excited to be with you this morning. And, man, when you look at this game, it's all about these QBs, right? 2 new starters for Texas and Ohio State. And Arch Manning has all the hype. He has all the excitement. He's got the name. He's got the brand. He's got all the lineage. But Julian Sayans, he's got the weapons. He has the best player in college football in Jeremiah Smith. He has a great complemental piece with Carnell Tate. And then you've got an All-American at tight end there in Big Max. And so excited to see what those guys can do offensively. I think this one's going to lean Ohio State. I know all the money's on Texas. And then you're just going to come here to this little game in Death Valley, South Carolina that we're a part at today. This crowd behind me is going to be insane. You know what else is going to be insane? This pass rush. Garrett Nussmeier, one of the best quarterbacks, maybe the second best in the entire country, is going to be running for his life. TJ Parker is going to be on a mission. Peter Woods is going to be on a mission to prove that they are the best defensive line in all of college football. They have got to block them. 5 new starters on that offensive line, centers moving to guard. So I count that. And then we're going to go down to South Beach. Carson Beck. This guy's just going to remind everybody who he was 2 years ago. At this day, 365 years ago, we're talking about Carson Beck being the #1 overall pick. I think he gets back to that. This is a young man that felt like he had to be Superman last year. He had a subpar offensive line. He had a average, below average running attack. And guess what? He had the most drops in all of college football. That is not going to be the case at Miami. They have a much improved offensive line. They have a loaded running back backfield. And I think that guy reminds everybody who he is. And I see him going in the first round this coming draft.
It's one of the reasons he chose Miami, because of what the Hurricanes did for Cam Ward, boosting his stock, and he did go #1 overall. All right, you mentioned lineage. You mentioned history with Arch Manning. This man, Bill Belichick, has plenty of that. The thing is, he's making his college coaching debut on Monday. So, in this matchup, North Carolina and TCU, what are you going to be watching for early, Eric, from a Tar Heels perspective?
Well, here's the deal. There's a lot of new players, right? 73 new players for this Tar Heel team via the transfer portal. And so we're going to all be finding out live who this team is, who the playmakers are, who steps up. But at the end of the day, you have that man. You have the best NFL coach ever, the winningest guy, most Super Bowls, knows what it looks like, knows what on paper it should be, and he's got his quarterback in Gio Lopez. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Last year at South Alabama, he was very dynamic. Does that translate to the power level? Does that translate to UNC? They've got a good test in TCU, and the great thing is we all get to watch together on Monday Night Football in the college world.
That's exactly it. 8 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. More from this man, Eric Mac Lain, ACC Huddle, 10 a.m. Eastern on the ACC Network. Thank you, sir. Columbus, you're a beauty on any morning, but today, starting the college football season with a 1 versus 3 matchup to start the season. Couldn't love you more. Hit up Schmidt's Sausage House or Lindy's or Kitchen Social. They'll be open after the game. Are we celebrating or commiserating, though? Stanford Steve with us as game day gets going in mere moments. Steve, before we get to your plays of this week, it's Lee Corso's final game day. We've been celebrating it in our own way all morning. What does it mean to you to share this moment with him?
I just think back, Randy, playing, as a former player back in the late 90s at Stanford, waking up early out on the West Coast just to see if Lee Corso would mention our team on the show. And now to be able to work with him for the last 3 years has absolutely been an honor. And I will still say, no one rises to the occasion like Coach Corso, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the table today.
That is the highest of praise. He is your favorite analyst's favorite analyst. Let's get to Texas and Ohio State. What's the play to make today?
I think 23 points wins the game, Randy. When you look at what these teams have to replace, it's kind of similar. Texas has to replace 4 starters on the offensive line. Ohio State has to replace 4 starters on the offensive line. Plenty of defensive talent. You've got both quarterbacks that are very young, not a lot of experience. So I think defense dominates the game. I'm going to take under 46.5 points in this game, thinking, like I said, 23 points wins it.
Maybe a little bit of a rock fight to start the season. All right, hey, before you go, we need Stanford Steve's Cardinal Sin. Where are you staying away today, Steve?
I don't want anything to do with what's going to happen Monday night in Chapel Hill. When we're thinking about North Carolina, there's not anyone tougher to get information from. I mean, look at the practice video. North Carolina didn't even have jersey numbers on their practice jersey. How are we going to figure out what the depth chart looks like in anything that Bill Belichick is involved with? I can't wait to be there Monday night, but I'm not touching this game knowing that the uncertainty of what North Carolina and TCU are both going to look like.
If you hadn't gone to Stanford, you said you would have gone to North Carolina. So this is going to be interesting seeing you back on that campus. Lee Corso's final game day at the top of the hour here on ESPN. Stanford Steve, thank you, sir.
What's this, you ask? What's behind the curtain this season? It could be anything. It could be a new car. It could be a small car. It could be Randy's mustache. God, I hope it's not.
Gone but not forgotten.
Could be a new segment we are bringing to the program this year.
That's right. Every week we're going to invite a friend to send in their picks for the week. We're going to drop hints throughout the show, little tasty num-nums of information, and we're inviting you to try to figure out who that friend is. You tweet us, use the hashtag #GuessWho. Gary came up with the name. It was a brilliant stroke. Without further ado, let's see who's behind the curtain here for week 1.
Hey, it's Kenny from Tennessee. Randy and Gary came to the show this year in Vegas. We had a blast, and I'm excited to be on the show. Texas at Ohio State. Even though Ohio State is starting a brand new quarterback, it seems they don't rebuild, they just reload. So I'm taking Ohio State at home. LSU at Clemson. Dabo Swinney is a dear friend. He is a great motivator. They got a really good quarterback, and I'm going Clemson. Notre Dame at Miami. Now, this is going to really aggravate my friend Hannah Storm, who's a domer through and through. But Notre Dame is starting a brand new quarterback on the road against a really seasoned quarterback in Carson Beck. I am taking the U.
See, me and Kenny, we're on the same level. We're friends with him. Not friends yet to catch the invite, though.
He's going to have the best background.
Oh, look at us.
All season long. Because we were there at the Sphere. And you know who else was
Incredible.
there? Kirk Herbstreit.
Herbie was there.
Who was there that
Having a
night.
time.
But seriously, the backdrop that Kenny had down there in the Caribbean.
Postcard.
It's gonna beat everybody else's. Kenny has a book coming out November the 4th. Make sure to grab that.
Yep.
It's he's an established author as well as a double-digit time Grammy Award winner there in the country music space.
It's going to be a fun segment all
Who are we
season.
going to have next week?
This is going to be a fun segment.
Who are we going to have next week? You guys stick around and find out. We'll drop hints.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance.